Okay. So we're here. Well, actually, wait. Let me actually just craft them so we can see what we're looking at. We're here with Felothar, Dawn of the Abzan. 3-mana 3/3 trample. When it enters or attacks, sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put a counter on each creature you control. So it and your other creatures that you did not sacrifice get larger. So tokens are ideal sack things. So like Jadar, Ophiomancer, and whatnot. And then 1/1 counters are also ideal. So like Hardened Scales, Ozolith stuff seems ideal. And this, I think, is the first deck. I have all of the Mana Dorks, Deathrite Shaman, Molt Tender, and Avacyn's Pilgrim being the ones that maybe stand out the most, and then obviously all the other ones. We want to play this probably on turn 2 almost every single game. You don't have to sack something like your Mana Dork when you do that. You can just play something the next turn and then swing and do whatever, but we'll see. Dusk Legion Duelist, things that just care about counters being placed on them and whatnot. Horn of Gondor is interesting. My commander is a human. This can essentially win the game on its own if you leave human tokens alone. It will sort of scute swarm your opponent, and I find that kind of funny. Things that double, I already talked about, like Hardened Scales effects like this. And that's really about it. Low to the ground as well. I think there's a ton of creatures, yeah. Oh, slightly over a third of the deck is creatures, so Collected Company. You might want 45 creatures for this, but we're going to try 37. Just going to try 37. And, yep, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's see what happens. So let's get you, Dark Ritual, Ophiomancer. Hard to play Doomsday. What? There's barely any card that brings exiled cards? Is Doomsday in Timeless or something? I guess Jadar is slightly worse than Ophiomancer, right? So. Doomsday is in Standard? Wow. Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't want to swing the 2/2. No, it's still fine. This is the old, if my opponent has a board wipe, the game ends kind of situation, which, I mean, right, that's what my deck is not going to overcome. So. Alright, we got the free shock. Opponent shocked themselves. Love it. Oh, yeah, the demon that makes Doomsday. I got you. That's what you're talking about. Alright, no board wipe, we win. Look at that. Look at that. I wouldn't say that was the best use of Dark Ritual, though. I have not played against this yet. Maybe I have. Have I? I have not played against this yet. Okay, well, we got cards here. I will double white these lands. I have a spoil of riches here. But I've never played Bramaz, so I'm playing Bramaz. Good old Grazer. Getting sacked. Love it. Maybe this wasn't worth it. I could have waited till after the token. Oh wait, no, the token just dies. Never mind, no, it wouldn't matter. Wouldn't matter. Alright, I'm gonna go put my manual trigger thing on. So I don't mess this up, assuming I get to untap. Oh, that's spooky. So let's tap that, this, that, for this. And then swing. Like that. Alright, it did it the way I want it to. It looked like it did it automatically as well, which is good. Alright. Alright, Mana Tithe. You do something. I don't know what it is. But you better do it. We did it. Alright, Mana Tithe did it. Yep, my opponent felt the Mana Tithing energy. Oh no, it's Adeline's turn. Oh, it's a Molt Tender game too. It works. We have 2 fetch lands. Ah, I'm so smart, chat. Ah, look at this genius hand that we can keep because I put the cards that I did in here. Let's go ahead and just play this off of Forest, I guess. This is Muldrotha, so I'm not gonna flare this. Although there is a huge argument to flaring it, I'm not gonna do that. I could flare next turn and just play the... well, maybe not anymore. Enchantments, why? Alright, let's get green, no, white, black, yeah. And always Adeline. And let's go ahead and sack this now. Get white, black. I know it looks weird. I do have another way to sack something, but this is fine. We're gonna play Scute Swarm Menador. Not Menador, Fetchland. That's a Glarb. Perfect land off the top, as per usual. Opponent swings with Haywire Might. Not sure if I 100% agree with that. I feel like I do not, but alright. Although Glarb is annoying. Another perfect land off the top. Perfect. Hardened Scales is probably pretty good here. Alright, we did it. Opponent was getting the value for days off of Glarb. It's kind of weird to me to concede here, because I'm not exactly killing them between 2 death-touching creatures. Utopia Sprawl on black. Yep. Alright, look at that. Got around probably some kind of counterspell and the burn spell with the Giver Runes, and then this goes to 4 toughness, so a lot of the red-based cards actually don't deal with it, and get schmeeded. Awesome. I wonder what the mirror is going to look like. Play versus draw. Of course, we're on the draw. Opponent, of course, has Hardened Scales. Dark Ritual. No, I'm just going to play my commander. I'm just going to play my commander here. Takasha's welcome. Alright, I don't like what's happening here. Let's get a black-white or black-green. Probably black-white. And then play Dark Ritual. Play Sorin. This thing. And Ozolith. Weird, my opponent just did nothing. Okay, my commander is almost a one-shot here. I think actually it is a one-shot here. One has to either kill it or do something. Well, that works. It doesn't involve my opponent's commander, but it definitely works. I think I still swing with it. I can just play out random stuff here. I don't think I have to play Deathrite Shaman. Maybe I shouldn't. I'll play Giver of Runes, because that's not going to matter. But I'll keep Deathrite Shaman in hand. Let's put the counters on the Gilded Goose, because that's funny. And it's probably safe to just sack this 2/2. Ozolith just parks my threat. Like, I don't have to worry about it doing stuff. But Deathrite Shaman can drain them for life if I can never swing again. Alright, looks like we got there. Yeah, that was... I almost feel like my opponent's deck list is going in a direction that I would like to go into. Which is, sack, like, very hyper Omega Synergy level cards, and you're not actually trying to beat your opponent down. Let's get back to cyberbullying people, shall we? What does this do? Enters, if you cast it, return a permanent 3 from graveyard tapped. Becomes tapped. Okay, it's that thing. I remember this thing. Black, white, green. Alright, we're good. So many green decks without a superior horn. I mean, yeah, probably for this deck, probably. The other one's a mana sink, and we haven't really sunk mana. Actually, the one time we did sink mana, we lost the game, so probably not the best idea. Can I Dark Ritual this out? No, I think I will Dark Ritual out the rat, though. It's nice to play it before my commander enters. It's kind of ugly and awkward, but you know what? So am I, chat. So am I. I'm gonna eat that. I kind of hope this is Naya control, because that would be really cool. Oh no, dilemma. White, black, so black or white here? I guess, wait. If there's a counter spell, no there can't be. So, we at least make the rat a 2/2, or a 4/4. Okay. Guess that is a thing you can do as well. Opponent appears to have some kind of solitude or something. Nope, never mind. Just a cycler. Yeah, I can't make tokens and stuff with Hollowed Moonlight being cast. Both of those are good, but we haven't played this yet, so I guess we're gonna do that. Let's get green and black. Oh, whoops, that's awkward. Alright, still works. Alright, look at that. Look at that. Look at us go. Look at us go, chat. I think I'm going to sack the enchantment here. So let's play that after combat, actually. My opponent needs a card. I don't know what that card is, but they're going to need it right now. Okay. Yep. They take 11? I can get rid of their commander with this, right? Beginning of your end step, the creature died. Yeah, I can. I suppose I will. Seems interesting enough. Opponent went all in on their commander, so... This is probably fine. Like, it's literally lethal anyways, so... I don't know why they tapped first. Oh, so they don't lose a life. Alright, I see. Green, white. Does my opponent play their commander turn 2? I really hope they leave up a counterspell. That would be profoundly efficient for me. Okay. I guess. Let's play this, and I'm gonna name human anyways, and I think the cat's out of the bag, so we should probably just actually not dilly-dally. It means my opponent's not gonna leave up a counterspell, but rip. We're not sacking anything. Not yet. We play this. We play this. No, we don't. We swords my opponent's commander. That's what we do. So we play Opheomancer. And then we play Bristly Bill? Because it ain't doing nothing. And then we have to win the game. Which means my opponent needs to not do anything stupid this turn. Barring a few specific cards, it would be very difficult for mono blue to do anything here, in my estimation. Okay. Bit of an order lull. I've done this twice now. Well, they're down to 4 cards, so... Three cards. Potentially up to 5. Good sign. Probably nothing useful in hand. Okay, let's play this pre-combat. Well, they tapped out for that, so can I play this without sacking anything? No. Guess I'm just not playing it then. Alright, we got there. Get wrecked. We got there. The Swords of Plowshares could have went on the 1/1 that was doing actual damage to me, and probably would have fared better for me in the long run, but I don't know. I think it's fine to just wipe that out. It's pretty easy for them to find a way to get the engine all the way up there, but who knows? Maybe swordsing that was correct, but didn't matter. Thassa. So a bit of a slower mono blue deck. We do not have turn 2 commander given the mana situation. Did not find it. Let's play this and this and that. Remez. Because we're in the situation we are, I guess I will play that instead. So I don't lose to mana drain. I mean, you're gonna cast it or not. But, you know, whatever counterspell it may or may not be. Okay, we actually did draw a card as well. Pretty nice. Well, that's not the scariest thing to flicker spam, so I'm not upset with that one. End step. Alright, so we're going to play this. And then we're going to do nothing. I could sack the Llanowar Elves, actually. Yeah, let's sack the Llanowar Elves. Let's sack the Llanowar Elves. And they're not going to block. But I'm not going to swing. Because there's a chance my opponent does block, and that would be kind of sad. Alright, yeah, again, this is not too big of a deal. It's just sort of like, I don't know, casting a sleight of hand or something. The old 4-mana sleight of hand. Alright, so black, green, and then I can't cast anything else. Ugh. Alright. I'm not gonna sack the Ozolith. Maybe I can sack the Ozolith, actually. Because our creatures in this matchup don't die. So I'm not actually getting Ozolith value. And I would like to actually kill my opponent before I lose the game. So. Reminds me of yesterday's games against this commander? Yep. Sack the Minidork when you're done with it. I will say that when the instance in which my opponent did it, I think it was ridiculous. I don't think that was what we just did. Give me my card. Yeah. 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 No way you pay 3. Yes, I thought. That is what I thought. Oh no! Well, I'm gonna go ahead and really swords that so I can cast cards next turn. Opponent gets another sleight of hand. Tragic. No, they don't. Alright. I will trade because I don't want them to flicker anything. And bloop. I think I should take the card draw. I think I'm going to take the card draw here. It could matter quite a bit. And I'm already presenting lethal, so yep, card draw is better. Hello streamer, how are the games going? They're going alright. They're going quite well, actually. We've been stomping on people pretty hard. Hopefully we don't get Rivers rebuked here. That would be not the end of the world, but it would be emotionally devastating. Looks like some kind of delve spell. Yep. Oh, maybe not. It's just counterspell? No, it has to be consider. Oh, I guess it can be both. Counterspell doesn't do anything here. And they passed immediately. It slid right by, so I don't think they have another spell other than consider that holds priority here. I will present lethal that if they counterspell, they lose a game. Actually, let's be more practical. Yeah, let's play this. Let's play that. I could have played this, but... Ugh. You know, for 1 black mana, we've done pretty well this game for just having 1 black mana. Okay, yeah, they're just dead. If they block the 5, they're still dead, right? Yeah, alright. I don't think they don't really have a reason to kill it immediately, Opponent is wise beyond their years. We will swing with it. Alright, well, if it was a mana dork, I'm sure they would have killed it. I am going to probably play my commander. Ooh, you know what? I think I'm going to take a... Because my opponent missed a land drop, I'm going to play Flare. That way I'm pulling ahead in a meaningful way. I think this is good. Okay, we can play this, which has Ward 2, very annoying for the opponent. But so too is playing my commander, so I'll play my commander. Double removal spell is not the end of the world. I have nothing to sacrifice. I don't like anything in life right now, but I guess I'm swinging. You should probably not kill this now. I should wait till my end step, because now I can just recast it. Yeah, you probably want it to wait there. Do you pay the 5? My opponent has drawn land, land, land. Oh no, that's not true. They missed a land drop again. Oh. Don't you lose the game once that is done? Which probably means my opponent's gonna, like, sweep the board or something. Okay, there we go. Now we have cards going. I probably should swords that. Oof. Oof. Yeah. Big oof. But what do we tutor for? Do I show the deck building process? Yeah, it's the first like 30 to 40 minutes of each stream. Give or take. Good old mono black removal. Trying its hardest. And, nope. No dice there. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting commander. They didn't do anything engine related the entire game. So what do I play on turn 2? I think I play Bitter Blossom? My opponent did not have Mana Drain early. World first. This would be the first time I played against it without Mana Drain. Okay. Well, they don't have to put a blue card under here. Opponent did not put a blue card under there. Alright, opponent's looking slightly faster than us. If I were to admit such a thing. I will not sack this initial token. Actually, wait, yeah, no, let's sack the token. I think I have to play this card, so I will. We can outrace them, it's just a matter of them finding stuff off the tag. I could have played a white blocker. but I'm not super scared at 4. Maybe that's wrong. Collected Company, Winding Constrictor. Okay. Let's play this, this. So they need a way to avoid me again. Oh, come on, don't do it. It can't be a green card. It can't be a green card. Looks like it is a green card? Come on, dude. So I can swing all out. No, that's just not good. Let's block that for free. Alright, whatever. Clench. Let's see what you got. Come on, nothing good, nothing good, nothing good, nothing good, nothing good. Brimaz doesn't do it. Ophiomancer, Giver. Alright. I don't think any of this does it. We'll find out, though. I have a large, scary attack here, so... Elspeth would be hilariously good right now. Would be good. It would be good in this exact spot, that's for sure. I think we got there, though. We're one off? Oh, wait. Opponent conceded. Were we one off? Hold on. Oh, no. We were not one off. Never mind. I was about to say, I thought this was swinging as 10. I didn't see the additional buffs. Alright, let's play this. Let's do that. Probably black market next turn. You got here late, despite checking early today. Yeah, I started streaming super early today. I am going to play this. It could be just why I lose this game, because now there's infinite counterspells, but I still think this is right. Biomancer's Familiar. Oh, right, because Gretchen. Right. Never mind. Thought it was crazy. It's not actually crazy. Let's play this. Let's go ahead and sack the old, that thing. Leave up Metatithe. Yeah, Scooter's been working. I'd say so. Alright, we win. We win. Look at that. Just too fast. Just too fast. Can't do nothing. This is a hard deck to let early threats resolve and then do what you want to do. My opponent went all in on like getting this out as fast as possible, but I could get rid of Diabolic Intent. It has just been getting in the way, so you could think about that, actually. Commander enablers have not been an issue, though. Medicant Core. That is pretty gnarly. I'd be surprised if that really did anything. But you never know. That's a lot of shocklands. That is a lot of shocklands. Alright, yep. Opponent paid a whole bunch of life to play some things that didn't really end up mattering too much. This is very interesting. Oh no. It's Brawl, chat. Oh my goodness. Shambles. It's Brawl on the play, so we can't play our commander now. And the game is just over turn 2. There's nothing else to do, so... Totally didn't see that coming. Oh my goodness. No Delighted Halfling. No Carver Souls. Looks like there's Tail's End. Yeah, my opponent has Tail's End in hand. Which means both spells don't resolve. Great. That's always fun. Oh, come on with the legendaries. Oh, yay. Well, I'm still going to play it, but we know about Tail's End. That was not Tail's End, chat. I am interested in if they have Tail's End. I'm pretty sure they do, so okay. Nothing I can do with more mana. I could have spread out the counters. Doesn't seem like a good idea, though. This is also the same person who always plays this, by the way. Person we see all the time playing it. Quest markers and fast travel. Yep, there you go. Yep, still swinging. What does my opponent put in their hand? This leaves them almost completely dead, but not quite. No, you can't swing, you just die. Okay, that was a mistake. They were not dead if they didn't swing. That seems completely unbelievable. Why would my opponent miss this? This person usually plays Felothar very tight. Skrelv makes one unblockable. and then this gives the other menace, so they're dead. Unblockable and menace. Alright. Hopefully I would have seen that, but I'm going to assume my opponent saw that, because this person is the blue Fibblethip gamer in the wild, but we got there. Alright. Okay, so this commander was very good. I'm a huge fan of it. Okay, maybe good isn't the best word, but it does what it does very well. It's just what it's doing isn't the craziest thing, right? I built it in a way that it doesn't have a lot of protection. There's Skrelv and Giver Runes and whatnot, and you can run more protection spells, but that gets in the way of like winning the game with a bunch of aggression and stuff. I still really liked it. I didn't feel like I needed a bunch of protection spells to get this to work. And if your opponent doesn't kill it, you're fine. If they do, sometimes you can still kill them with other things. I mean, you can cast this a second time, and I did win games where I did cast it a second time. Some commanders, that is not the case. It's also extremely good at playing things that cost 3 and down. I wasn't super sure about that, but it ended up working out quite nicely. So Collected Company fits right in. Sometimes a lot of decks, this does not do anything. Most decks don't want to play this, but this one is one of those decks. So always keep an eye on that card. For the 4s and up, outside of Company, this one was alright. I don't know. Probably didn't need it. There's Cathar's Crusade, which you get a 1/1 counter for each creature that enters, which I don't know if I like it more than Virtue. This at least gives you a 2/2 that you can sack or do whatever. It's an instant and all that jazz. But Cathar's Crusade could slide in here. This card was really nice. I mean, it's designed for this commander, like through and through, so it would make sense that it's really nice with this. One would hope. And it was, so I like this card. It's not amazing. It's not amazing. There are other cards in the game that make 3 tokens or 3 things that cost 3 mana instead of 4. So there's just quite a few of them. There's like, what, there's the Gnome artifact, there's the Weaponsmith thing, there's just a bunch of stuff. So if you don't care about the next 2 chapters, I ended up sacrificing this before the 3rd chapter goes off, which is totally fine, right? That's totally fine. I don't know. It costs 4, you don't have to play things that cost more than 4. And if you are, they better be really crazy. Elspeth ended up coming out because getting to 5 mana was around the turn I was just winning the game. So, you wish the tokens had flying? Yeah. I also wish they had Death Touch, Trample, Vigilance, and Double Strike, but, you know. I don't think this was that good or very interesting, so could have just ran Elspeth. I did take it out and could just come right back in, honestly. Bass Riquette was awesome. I love giving my commander indestructible and a counter, right? We have hardened scales and whatnot, so this is a really cool one. Gideon comes to mind when it comes to another really combat-oriented, somewhat efficient thing that you could do that costs less than 4, right? Not this one. This one. This is alright. Is it better than Bass Riquette? I don't know. It threatens an exile effect, and that is fine. It also, it itself is a scary 4/4 attacker. So, honestly, I probably should have put this in here. You don't really want to ever sacrifice it, though. Yeah, I don't like the Baron Step Siege. Gideon was nice, though. Gideon would have been nice. Yeah, you don't ever want to sacrifice Gideon or Bass Riquette, so when it comes to actually having things to sack to this, I felt like I was totally fine. There were recommendations of running other cards as we were playing that involved sacrificing things outside of this, and I didn't like them because we're kind of on a balancing act of sacking just enough for this while also swinging with just enough, and I don't want to add another sack outlet to that equation. I ended up taking out the card that I thought would have been one of the best cards in here, and it ended up being one of the more annoying cards in the form of the thing I can't ever remember the name of. Diabolic Intent. Like, oh yeah, look, Demonic Tutor is a game changer according to Wizards, so, you know, surely this is a game changer. Nope. Sacking something was annoying, and then having that card that I sacked to look for costing essentially 2 more mana was also a bit annoying, and it impedes greatly my sort of desire to win the game before turn like 6, and it just kind of gets in the way of that. The other stuff in here, there was another one. There was that black creature from the new set. It was a Gix, but cares only if they have counters on them first, and it didn't really do anything ever, so I ended up taking it out. It has Menace. It just never did anything. I really liked Kadama. I had to craft it for this deck, and who knows if I'll ever get that mythic wild card to be justified in the future. I might. I probably, who knows the next time I play this card, but in here it was really nice, right? Like, just getting lands for days out of your deck is awesome, especially if you plan on your commander coming out of the graveyard, or the command zone multiple times. The Horn of something that involves soldier tokens was not... This was too much mana. Our commander's a human. It gives you the tokens to sacrifice. It runs out of control, but that involves you tapping this multiple times over multiple turns where your opponent is not doing anything about it, and, you know, no sweeper, no nothing. It just felt a little slow to me. Felt incredibly slow. And then someone, you know, recommended this card, and I was like, oh, there's one. Just run this one instead. I like this one way more. Didn't end up actually getting to use it, but I still like this one more, so I would run that one instead. I can play Kodama as a commander. That's definitely how I get my wild cards worth. The token generators were excellent. I went a long time without playing this in my deck, which is maybe a little oopsie whoopsie. I only had Bitter Blossom and Dreadhorde Invasion, but this is just another one of that. Very nice effect. I like this commander a lot. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I ended up liking it quite a bit. I really did. Ozoleth moving everything here when the board is blown up, and then suddenly any other creature that's next is just going to kill your opponent probably with like 12 counters, and so this is really nice. Could probably run Questing Beast because it has haste just for this card sometimes, or something like that. I don't know. Haste would be maybe something to think about. There's not a lot of haste options outside of red, obviously, but, you know, there's some looming around there. Ginger Brute. Does that have haste? I think it does. I probably wouldn't run that one, though. I wasn't running Sheltered by Ghosts until the very end, but this card is nuts with basically anything. I mean, any commander that's a creature, I think, you know, that's a white creature at least, this is just really good. So, yeah, I was definitely changing things as I went, shaving off the top end. But of all the cards that, like, could come in here that are not in here, Elspeth is one to think about. 5 mana, everything flies, and then your opponent probably just dies. But I don't know, it just never did anything when I was playing it in the pool of games I played. You know, take that for what you will, but Elspeth could easily just slip right in here. And yeah, so can recommend. Thought it was pretty good. It's fun to play. It's doing something pretty unique. There are definitely a lot of options that I was not playing, like things that you sacrifice that leave behind a token. I don't really think you can or have to run those cards. Like, if you're going to run 99 of some bunch of things, I don't think the sacking or, you know, when dies token cards like this. I don't really like these. There's other cards that do similar things that's not just a token, like Shambling Ghast, I think, makes a 1/1 treasure token. I'm not seeing it here. It's the choose one. Yeah, you make a treasure token or whatever, like this one. I don't really like these that much. It sets up your commander to make 1/1 counters quite swiftly, but you do not need to do that. You don't need your commander to swing for 6 the turn it swings the first time or something. Like, it's fine to not run this, run something better, and then, you know, your commander just doesn't need that much help to where you need a bunch of things that don't do anything unless they're being sacrificed, right? Those cards specifically, we kind of avoided. Actually, now that I'm really thinking about it, for the most part, I really successfully avoided running basically any card that only did stuff if this was in play sacking it, right? Jadar is solid without your commander. It is just damage. It keeps swinging for damage. It's just happening. Ophiomancer is damage. It's a death-touching token, which is very annoying for your opponent to deal with, especially if it keeps happening. The rat keeps making rats. It doesn't just make one and done. So like all the other things that care about making tokens for this to eat also did something else really good. So I would say that this is the next, maybe the next outlook of this, the next step of this commander would be dodging all the sacrifice or doesn't do anything cards. That was really nice. So, yep, that's all I've got for you. Let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.